Let us begin with remaining part of topic number first, and that is second type of extrinsic semiconductor known as P type of semiconductor. Student friends, in the yesterday's lecture we studied one of the type of extrinsic semiconductor known as N type of semiconductor, which has electrons as the majority charge carriers, holes as the minority charge carriers. We studied that N type of semiconductor is formed by adding pentavalent impurity into the pure semiconductor. By donating, it donates, impurity atom donates one electron to the silicon crystal, which is free for conducting the current and turn itself into the positive ion, which has an ability to conduct even at absolute 0 degree Kelvin. Students, today we are going to consider second type of the semiconductor, obviously extrinsic semiconductor, known as P type of semiconductor. P type of semiconductor is also a type of extrinsic semiconductor, or it is an impure semiconductor, which is again obtained by adding impurity atom into it, but to increase the number of holes at absolute 0 degree Kelvin, rather than increase of electrons as in case of N type of semiconductor. Here, impurity atom added into the pure silicon crystal is of trivalent impurity. Tri means 3. The material, the atoms having the valency 3, all the atoms which belongs to third group of the periodic table, the atoms having third group of periodic table has valency 3. That means their last orbit contains only 3 electrons. Such a impurity atom, when added to the pure silicon crystal, the P type of semiconductor is going to be formulated. It increases the positively charged carriers. That means it increases the number of holes which are capable to conduct the current even at absolute 0 degree Kelvin and also at room temperature. Such a trivalent impurity atoms are aluminium, gallium, boron, etc. All these are having 3 valency. That means they have 3 electrons in the outermost orbit. Out of these 3, any of the atom is going to act as an impurity atom to generate P type of semiconductor by adding it into the pure silicon crystal. Let me consider with the aluminium atom as an example. Aluminium has an atomic number 11. Thus it contains the 11 electrons in the aluminium atom. The first orbit of the aluminium contains 2 electrons. Second atom of the aluminium contains 8 electrons. Third orbit of the aluminium contains only 3 electrons. 2 plus 8, 10. Sorry. The atomic number of aluminium is 13. It is not 11. As the being atomic number of aluminium is 13, the first orbit contains 2 electrons. Second orbit contains 8 electrons. Third and last orbit, that is valence orbit, contains only 3 electrons. Thus, it possesses the valency 3. When such a aluminium atom is added into the pure silicon crystal. We know that each silicon has got a valency 4. When it is added into the crystal, most of the silicon atoms are going to share their own 4 electrons with the neighboring 4 silicon atom to become a stable. That happens in the pure semiconductor. But when aluminum atom is added, which has only 3 electrons in the outermost orbit. Look at here. This is 1, 2, 3. These are the outermost orbit of valence electrons it is represented. What happens is these 3 electrons of the aluminum atom are shared with the 3 electrons of the neighboring silicon atoms. Look at here. Forming 3 covalent bonds. 3 covalent bonds. Whereas aluminum doesn't have 1 electron to share with the 4th silicon atom. Hence, the 4th covalent bond remains incomplete. As this 4th covalent bond remains incomplete because of absence of electrons with the aluminum atom. And this absence of electron indicates the presence of hole. Absence of electron means absence of negative charge. In other words, we can say as a negative charge is absent, the positive charge is present. Thus we can say hole possesses the positive charge. This aluminum atom is able to accept the electrons from the silicon crystal to complete its octet state. When it accepts the electrons from the neighboring silicon atom to complete its octet state, turn itself into the negative ion. So generated negative ion, it is called as an acceptor ion. And the impurity atom is called as acceptor impurity atom. All these acceptor impurity atoms holes forms the energy level in the energy band diagram known as acceptor energy level. This energy level is going to lie just above the valence band, which we are going to study in the energy band diagram. Thus, so simple thing it is happening that the 3 electrons or 3 valence electrons of the aluminum are shared with the 3 valence electrons of the neighboring silicon atom, forming 3 covalent bond. The 4th covalent bond will remain incomplete as aluminum doesn't possess the 1 electrons to share with the neighboring silicon atom. This absence of electron indicates the presence of hole having the positive charge. Thus, by adding trivalent impurity atom, holes are generated rather than generating the electrons. By adding 1 aluminum atom to the pure silicon crystal, 1 hole is generated and 1 negative ion is going to be created. By adding such a number of aluminum atom into such a silicon crystal, number of holes are going to be gets generated, which are free in this particular structure to move from one place to the another place so as to make the respective atom stable. Such a structure generated have got a positive charges for the conduction, and that is the reason it is called as p-type of semiconductor. Look at here, all these are the silicon atoms. This is the impurity atom added, that is acceptor impurity atom. These are shared 3 electrons with the 3 neighboring silicon atoms. 4th 1 electron is absent. Absence of electron indicates the presence of hole. These are the covalent bond which are going to be formulated. So this structure we can call it as it is a structure of p-type of semiconductor. it is going to be gets formulated. Thus, in case of p type of semiconductor, majority charge carriers are holes, that is positive charge carriers, whereas the minority charge carriers are the electrons. Such a structure, we can call it as it is the p type of structure. This is a diagram we studied already in the last time. We considered these two. Now we are going to consider these two for p type of semiconductor. As we have already studied, at absolute 0 degree Kelvin, the acceptor atom generate the acceptor energy level in the energy band diagram, which is going to lie just above the valence band. In case of n type of semiconductor, donor energy level is formulated. It is going to lie just below the conduction band. So as to reduce the energy band gap, it becomes very easy for outermost electron to jump into the acceptor energy level and allow the p type of semiconductor for the conduction even at absolute 0 degree Kelvin. But at room temperature, along with this phenomena, the electrons from the valence band will also jump into the conduction band. They also become free and the conduction mechanism becomes still faster even at room temperature. We are well aware that acceptor impurity atom accepts the electron and convert it itself into the negative ion. Thus, the structure of p type of semiconductor formulated is represented here. It has, look at here, positive holes generated due to the acceptor impurity atom, whereas these one are the negative ions. Thus, the structure of p type of semiconductor contains the positive ions as well as the positive charge carriers and negative ions. Thus, in case of p type of semiconductor, holes are the majority charge carriers, whereas electrons are the minority charge carriers. Friends, please do remember the structure of p type of semiconductor and also the structure of n type of semiconductor, because this plays a very vital role for our further study. What is to be remembered by you in the structure? In n type of semiconductor contains majority charge carriers electrons, minority charge carriers holes, along with the positive ions. These things are to be remembered. In p type of semiconductor, it contains the majority charge carriers as holes along with the negative immobile ions. Immobile means unable to move because they are bulky, along with some electrons as a minority charge carriers. These n type and p type of semiconductor both have an ability to conduct at absolute 0 degree Kelvin and also at room temperature also. By using p type and n type of semiconductor, we are going to study the structure of the different semiconducting materials. Dear students, here we are completing our first topic, namely semiconductor, where we have studied meaning of conductor, insulator and semiconductor. We studied the classification of semiconductor as the intrinsic, extrinsic. Extrinsic semiconductors are again classified into two types. One is the N type and P type. We studied how intrinsic semiconductor is going to be formulated, that is a pure semiconductor. And also we have studied the details regarding the N type and P type of semiconductors, how those are going to be formulated, meaning of energy band diagram, and finally we have studied the structured aspect of N type and P type of semiconductor. Dear students, that's all about the first topic. Next time we'll go for the second topic, namely PN junction diode.